Yeah, welcome. So in the last lecture we have discussed about how to create a thread by by implementing the interface runnable. So in this lecture we'll be discussing like how we can create a thread by extending the class thread, right? So here is a very basic example of that. So just I'll brief that. Later we'll discuss one example program practically. So So here if you see there is a class called thread, there is a class called multi, and this class is extending the class thread. Okay, so this is an inheritance. So thread is the superclass. Thread is the superclass of this class multi. So what is thread? Thread is a predefined class which is available in the package java.lang. Java.lang is a predefined or it is a default package, so you need not include explicitly like import java.lang.star, that is not required. Okay. So the class thread contains an abstract method called run. So this method should be what you call overridden here, otherwise this class also will become abstract. So we are overriding the run method, and normally inside this run method only we will be writing the codes that should be written in a that should be executed in a multi-threaded style. So here just we are saying that system.out.println the thread is running. Okay, and within the same class itself now we are creating a main method, public static void main, and we are creating an object for this class multi t1 equal to new multi, and then we say that t1 dot start. When you say t1 dot start, it will call the run method. So run method will be called and it will say it will execute this thread is running, and then the control will come back to the main thread, and then main thread will finish. So basically this program is having two threads. One is the main thread, the other one is the thread corresponding to the run method. Okay, fine. So now let us discuss an example with more threads and a much sophisticated example. So if you see here is a class. The name of the class is thread test. This class extends the predefined class thread, and here we are writing a constructor for this class thread test, which takes a string as an argument, and inside the constructor we just keep one statement which states that super of name. So super, this will call the super class constructor. This super thing, it will call the super class constructor. Now what is the super class? Thread is the super class. So to the thread class we are passing this name, which means that in the thread class there is a constructor which takes a string as an argument, and whatever the string you pass, that will be set as the name of the thread. Okay, so there is such a constructor available in the thread class which accepts one string as an argument, and whatever the string you pass, that will be set as the thread name, and followed by that we are overriding the run method, and here is the run method, and here within try catch block, it should be written within try catch block, we are saying that system.out.println starting so and so thread. So we should say the thread name. So we do this dot get name. So here this represents the object of the current class. So but in this class we are not defining any get name. So where is this get name? So this get name, again it is a method which is available in the superclass, that is in thread. In the class thread there is a method called get name which will return the name of the thread. So if you have created a thread with name say thread1, then it will say that starting this dot get name will return thread1, so it will say starting thread1. Then we are running a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus system.out.println this dot get name, again it will return the thread name colon I. So here I will be displayed, but this dot get name will tell which thread is currently executing this for loop, and then whatever the current thread, we are making it to sleep for 200 milliseconds. So this sleep is a static method which is available in the class thread. How do we know that it's a static method? So as it is a static method, we are calling it using class name and dot operator. You need not create an object. Okay, static methods can be called by using class name and dot operator. Okay, so basically every thread will run this for loop. So when you have more than one threads, the processor will context switch between threads. So different threads may execute different iteration of the for loop. So which iteration is getting executed by which thread, that will be known by this get name method, which will display the name of the thread. Then we write the catch block for the try block, and once that is over, then we say that once this for loop is completed, one thread is finishing. So we say that system.out.println terminating that particular thread. So again, to get the name, we can use this dot get name. Okay, so that's it about this particular class thread test. Again, we write another class called thread test demo, and here we are writing the main method. Again, here within try and catch block, first we are saying that starting main thread. So execution begins from here, from the main method. So first it will display starting main thread. Then we are creating two objects for the class thread test. So thread test is the class which is above. So for this class, we are creating two objects. Thread test t1 is equal to new thread test of thread 1. So we are passing this argument thread 1 as the argument for constructor. So the first thread's name will be set as, which in turn calls the super and passes that thread 1. So the name of the first thread will be thread 1, and similarly we create another object for the class thread test, which is tt2 equal to new thread test of thread 2. So the name of the second thread will be thread 2. Then we say that t1.start, which will call the run method for the thread tt1. And then we say tt2.start, which will call the run method for tt2, thread 2. Now these two threads will execute concurrently. That is, the processor will switch between these threads. Which thread is executing when, that will be decided by the operating system. But we can track this, which thread is getting executed, by this println, which displays the thread name and the appropriate value. Okay. And then we make the main thread to wait until these two threads finish execution. So that is done by using this, by calling the join method for the respective thread objects. So we say that tt1.join, which means that main thread will wait until this first thread completes. Then we say that tt2.join, which means that the main thread will wait until the second thread completes. And then once both the threads finish executing, then the main thread will finish. So we display that terminating main thread. Okay, so this paused execution is here. I will just clear the console. Well, yeah, console is cleared. Now I'll execute this. Go to run. It is executing. It is taking some time. Yes, it will be done now. Yes, I think it's done 100%. We should get the result now. Okay, so let us observe the result. So you can see here at first starting main thread. Okay, then it is starting thread 1. Thread 1 is executing first iteration, so it displays 0. Then it is starting thread 2. Thread 2 is executing the for loop for the first time, so it is displaying 0. Then thread 1 is executing the for loop for the second time. Then thread 2 is executing. Then again thread 1 is executing. Then again thread 2 is executing. So it is switching. The processor is switching from thread 1 to thread 2 back and forth. Then thread 3 is executing for the fourth time, and again thread 2 is executing for the fourth time, so on and so forth. So it is just switching between thread 1 and thread 2. Okay, because we are introducing a wait, and that is the reason which makes it to switch like this. Otherwise it won't be switching this in a particular fashion. So here we are making each thread to wait for 200 milliseconds, sleep for 200 milliseconds. Okay, so at last thread 1 is finishing, and then thread 2 is finishing, and then the main thread is finishing, right? So this is how we create a multi-threaded program by extending the class thread.